I just want to show you real quick how easy it is to harmonize a line of melody notes with really lush chords using the patent pending system by the Adventures in Harmony. Let's look at harmonizing the first few notes of the song Blessed Assurance in the key of D flat. Okay, the first note is an F. It's tone number 3 in the key of D flat. All we do is we go to one of our products, Chords on Cards, and we're going to pull out the cards associated with tone number 3. And in our patent pending system, we do something that no other system does or no other course does, is we harmonize on the melody note. And we have our chords broken out by melody note. So there's lots of choices here, lots of chords that we can choose that all have that melody note on top. And depending on which chord we choose, we can alter the mood or the tone of the song that we're harmonizing. So the first note is, like I said, an F. And let's look at one of the possibilities to harmonize on that F. And one of the chord possibilities is an A flat 13 sus. Let me just state that all of our chord names are enharmonic. So let's listen to this chord, and you'll see it is a possibility to harmonize the first note of the phrase for Blessed Assurance. Okay, so we started on that 3. The notes are in the bass, A flat, right hand, G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. Really pretty chord, A flat 13 sus. So that's a possibility of a chord that we can use. And where are we going? We're going to end up on this A flat. So we're going to go to the portion of the deck. A flat is the 5 in the key of D flat. So all of the chords in this section of the deck have an A flat on top. And we can just pick any one of these chords, and it is a possibility to harmonize on the 5. Just as an example, so we have someplace to go in this tutorial. The first chord here, the first possibility is a B flat 9 sus. Let's hear that chord, and I'll call out the notes in that chord. B flat in the bass, and B flat in the bass, and F also in the left hand, and in the right hand, B flat, C, B flat, and A flat. Really pretty chord. So we're going from the A flat 13 sus on the F to this B flat 9 sus on the A flat. Going from the 1. Okay? Now, suppose you wanted to add a passing chord and going from that A flat 13 sus to a B flat 9 sus. We don't want to hang on this for too long. We just want to make a chord change. It's very simple to do with this course. We can just easily just pick another chord and play both of those chords, and one of them will be a passing chord in transition to the B flat 9 sus. Let's take a look at another possibility here. This is an E flat. It's a really pretty chord. E flat minor major 6 9 flat 5. The notes in this particular chord are E flat in the bass, G flat, A, C, very pretty, very lush chord. So let's move from the A flat 13 sus to this E flat minor major 6 9 flat 5 and end up on the B flat 9 sus. Let's just hear this pretty chord transition. So we're going to move from that's just how simple it is to make chord changes. And if we don't like this E flat chord, we can even pick another one. What else do we have here as a possibility? We have also an F7 sharp 5 right here. This is a possibility. In fact, we can even start on this one. Like I said, this course, these chords in this course are like Lego building blocks. You can shuffle them around, and you're gonna come up with something really unique. So let's hear this F7 sharp 5. There's an F in the bass, E flat, A, D flat, and F. So we can go from the A flat that we started out with, that original chord, A flat, and use this F as a passing chord. and then end up on that B flat. Or we can even throw in this E flat chord and use this one as a passing chord also. We can go from this A flat to the F to the E flat and end up on the B flat 9 sus. And we can also have passing chords on the other end. Here the passing chords all had F on the, they all had 3 on the top, 3, the third of the key of D flat. We can also have passing chord on the other side of this that have this A flat on top. We just go to the portion of the deck here and we can see that this is a passing chord, another possibility. This B13 flat 5. Let's hear this one. This has a B in the bass, and an A, D flat, E flat, F, and B flat. Like I said, these are very pretty chords. So we will be going from this B13 flat 5 to the B flat 9 sus. Like I said, these are very lush changes. Let's just hear the whole thing. And you can just keep doing this and building it up and making really complicated and pretty lush changes for any song. Like I said, everything is broken out by note. So, I mean, we can even just start on the A flat, start on the F7 sharp 5. We don't even need the A flat 13. Like I said, these are like Lego building blocks. You can start anywhere. You can start here and then go to the E flat. Now remember, we go to the B13 flat 5 to the B flat 9 sus. Like I said, you can go into this deck here and just pick out lots of possibilities. Here's another possibility on the other end where we have the A flat on top. This is a G7 flat 9 add 6. This has the A flat on top, so this will be another passing chord on our way to that B flat 9 sus. Let's just hear this lush chord. It has a G in the bass, F, B, E, and A flat. So we'll be going from this G to the B flat 9. Like I said, these are really pretty changes. In fact, I have so many chord changes here, I can't even see them all, but these cards are really easy to work with. So that's kind of a quick introduction on how you just build up and build up very pretty chord transitions using the patent pending system in the Inventors in Harmony course. Let's go ahead and add another chord and mix it up some more because there's another tone in Blessed Assurance that we can harmonize on that we didn't talk about or we didn't try. Is this E flat, and we harmonized on the F and we harmonized on the F flat. So let's go ahead and harmonize on this E flat. Just add another chord into the mix. Now E flat in the key of D flat is a 2. So we just go to this section of the deck that has the 2, and all of these chords have the E flat, which is the 2 on top, and we're going to pick one of these, and we're just going to add one of these chords into the mix as a possible chord to harmonize Blessed Assurance. Let's try this one here. This is a C diminished add 6. Okay, let's just throw that one into the mix. When we get to the E flat, I have so many cards I don't even know how to place them. But it's a lot of fun just playing with these cards and just mixing them up. So on the 2 on the E flat, let's hear this chord. The notes are in the left hand C, A, and C, G flat, A, C, and E flat. That's a C diminished add 6. Okay, that sounds nice. So, okay, let's try to memorize what we did before, or recall what we did before, and see if we can kind of string these together. So we had, I think we started on the A flat 13 sus, and we went to that, let's see, I think an E flat. Let's go to that C, and then go out to that, what was it, B9 sus. So like I said, we can just string these together. In fact, this time, let's not even start on the A flat 13 sus. Let's start on this F7 sharp 5. Remember, this also has an F on top. Let's forget that one. Let's just start on this one. Like I said, we're just going to just mix it up. So we can start on this F. let's see, we got this one. You go to this thing. So it all works. It all works. It's easy just to play around with these things. So throw that G in there. So we just keep building it up and just trying out different combinations. You can really come up with some really lush and interesting chord progressions by using these cards and the system in our course.